To Be Hero X episode 16 now out. Let's talk about it.
Hero X!
So the newest episode of To Be Hero X is now out for you guys to go and check out. Episode 16. We continue the story of Ghostblade, which is a character I absolutely fell in love with in last week's episode. Understanding more of what his motivations are, who he is. Now we go into it. They're on their way to the spaceship. That is the plan. And this episode, we dive into Ghostblade a lot more and his relationship and how he can't talk. Because that is the big factor here when it comes to this character, is the fact that he can't actually speak and express how he feels. He comes across very differently when trying to express how he truly feels. So we have Lolly and everyone in the car, and Lolly's like, oh, I figured out where the creep is here. You know, I tracked him and everything. He's right behind us. That's a bit strange. And then it goes back, and there's a car that is following behind them a bit further away, and it's got Little Johnny and Ghostblade in it. Now, this was all fun and games. Like, him Ghostblading with Little Johnny in the car. Oh my word. Little Johnny doesn't shut up. He does not shut up. He is constantly talking. And obviously Ghostblade can't talk. So you just hear him talking in his mind. And he's basically like, oh man, I've never ever wanted to talk before. But if I so badly want to talk right now, I want to swear at this guy to shut the F up. Like, my man is so annoyed because every time he's changing certain songs and everything like that, it's shifting, and he's like, oh man, this kid is so annoying. Like, just shut the F up. And then Lolly crashes onto the top of the car. They veer off, and this is where we then go into them standing there. And the professor is in between them, and they're like, whoa, okay, we need to sort this out. What is going on? And they're like, well, here Ghostblade's been creeping around and that. And obviously Ghostblade's like, wait, creep? What are you talking about? I haven't been creeping around. And this is where they start to go into, like, he stalks her and does all that. But no one knows the connection. No one knows whether Ghostblade is the dad or not. They don't know. This is being very hidden. Like, the daughter doesn't even know. And then we find out that this bit is hilarious. I kid you not. The professor pulls Ghostblade aside and is like, look, man, you're single, right? You know, you just need to tell her how you feel and everything. Do you love her and that? And Ghostblade's whole entire monologue inside of his head is like, I love her, but I'm her father. What the hell are you talking about, bro? Like, shut up. I'm I'm her father. I don't love her romantically. I love her more than anything in the whole entire world, but it's a different kind of love. And it's hilarious. And then we get to the dinner table sequence where they're all sitting there and that, and he's trying to, because he thinks Ghostblade likes her, so he's trying to maneuver the situation around to have them talk and that. And then, you know, things start to unfold, and this is where we find out the daughter talks about how her father died and everything, and then, you know, things start to go on, and then Ghostblade starts to naturally go, okay, something's not right here, because I'm starting to get affected by all this sadness that's happening. Everyone's crying and that, and you know, the screen turns like a purple tinge color around it, and this is where we find out, okay, something's not right. Something's not right. And Ghostblade finds out that the DJ guy is there, but this time the DJ guy is consumed completely by fear. Fear and sadness is what's consumed him, and this is what he is doing right now. Obviously, we had the sequence in here as well, the scene with that person with the mask on there saying, oh, it's almost complete. We've almost done the test. We're about to send him, and you see him in the fear chamber there. So he comes out, and now he's going to fight Ghostblade, and he's basically saying like, oh, you know, what are you going to do? You don't even have a weapon on you, man. This is like certain death. Bro pulls out a butter knife. Like, this is how much aura Ghostblade has. We know he's in the top 5. This showcases you the levels. Like, the levels of the top 5. Because he pulls out a freaking butter knife. And he's basically sitting there after hearing what his daughter said about, like, the father. You know, he wouldn't even... The mother's basically saying, like, he wouldn't even do anything for her or anything. He was a really bad father in that. And he sits there and he's like, yeah, anyone that tries to hurt my daughter, you're meeting death. And my man, when I say Aura farms the absolute crap out of this episode, that's an understatement. He goes in with a butter knife, does not get touched once by the villain. The villain doesn't even get anywhere near him. Ghostblade wrecks this guy with a... I'm sitting there and I'm like, yo, Ghostblade is freaking sick. Like, just watching him carve him up. it's getting to the point where Ghostblade toys with him. He is treating him like this immortal being that can be chopped up constantly. And you're like, yeah, you may be immortal, but guess what? My level is way above yours, and you're just going to be my plaything. You are essentially training for me. And he is going through absolutely putting it to the point where this guy's like, I'm sorry, man. Look, they're making me do this. And he starts running away. And Ghostblade comes up, and he's just slowly just coming through, chopping an arm off here, chopping this off, chopping that off, constantly to the point where he lands on the tree, and he sits there to Ghostblade, and Ghostblade's just standing there above him, just looking at him, and he's like, no, 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 man, please, 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 don't. And then he tries to hit Ghostblade one more time, but Ghostblade just chops this guy completely up to the point where he explodes. And I'm sitting there like, Ghostblade is him. He is him, bro. He has this insane backstory that is sad and tragic, but he's a badass. He is unbelievably badass. But in the process before that happened, he put his jacket around his daughter. And this is the ending of it. And this ending, it started to choke me up a little bit because she finds the diary in there and she starts to read it. Now, you know, she starts to read what he writes about why he knows what her favorite things and everything like that. And he talks about how he wants to get close to his daughter and everything. And she's reading that. Imagine that. Imagine reading that diary and seeing, like, put yourself in her shoes, that you find out this is your father the whole entire time. He's been there the whole entire time, watching you, doing this, looking out for you and everything. And he knows all this stuff about you. And he's got it all written down and everything. Like, it's just, oh, it's just beautiful. Just beautiful. And then we turn to Cyan, who's got on the phone with Queen, and it's like, oh yeah, let's go. You want to go vacation? Let's get little Johnny. Well, he's on a mission and that. We find out little Johnny's not around. What's going on with that? And then, you know, it's shows the alien ship there. So everything is starting to tie together. You can see it all coming together. And I think next week's episode is going to be insane. I think it's going to be pretty freaking good. But this episode was great. I think Ghostblade's my favorite. I think Ghostblade is my favorite because his backstory is great. Like, you know, it's this tragic story of someone who wanted to block out all the noise and, you know, didn't want to speak and stuff, let everything go, and then fell in love and now had a kid and had to try and change but didn't know how to, and then was abandoned and basically told, you're not good enough, you'll never be good enough, you're not going to be in her life, to trying to rekindle that relationship again through this way. It's just beautiful. And then he's just badass on top of that. Like, man with a butter knife just ripping people to shreds. Huh, so good. But I really enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you guys saw of this episode. Did you guys enjoy it? Did you not? Smash it down in the comment section below. Smash that like button for me. Click subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.